I have a proposition for you, and here it is, the proposition. I believe that I can show that Joseph Smith could not have been the author or the creator of the Book of Mormon. The things that I'm going to show you will show that I can prove that it would have been impossible for Joseph Smith to be the candidate to create the Book of Mormon. So what I'm using to defend my proposition is the words within the Book of Mormon. If Joseph wrote the Book of Mormon, he would have to have been an amazing wordsmith, as I will show. And either Joseph was faking it, or God was involved, one of the two.
Or Joseph Smith's vocabulary is larger than you think it is, or he was also pulling from the Old and New Testament. So I actually really love the idea of this study. I love the idea of using the text within the book to authenticate its true origins. So essentially, this gentleman is suggesting that because there are words in the Book of Mormon that Joseph Smith couldn't have possibly known, he's not the author of it. As an example, he shares several words that he thinks Joseph Smith couldn't have known. I don't think it's necessary to break down all the words he uses, but I'll talk about 5 of them.
First is appellation.
So appellation simply means the name by which something is known. It appears in Alma 51:21. The word appears 6 times on the Joseph Smith Papers website, which means that it was used by Joseph and his peers. In the history of the church in 1834, it says that the brethren got together to discuss the subject of names and appellations. And this speaks to the code names that the brethren used in the 1835 edition of the Doctrine and Covenants. In another place, it says that a newspaper branded Joseph Smith with the appellation of Elymas the Sorcerer. Elymas is a magician that is referred to in Acts 13:8, who tried to turn people away from their faith.
The second is ignominious.
The word ignominious means disgraceful or cowardly, and it's used in Alma 1:15. Interestingly, the word ignominy appears in Proverbs 18 verse 3. And we know that Joseph Smith had a Bible with him during the Book of Mormon translation, because the same words and errors that appear in the 1611 King James Version of the Bible also appear in the Book of Mormon. Another place where the word ignominious appears is in a new and complete illustration of occultic sciences by Ebenezer Sibley, a book which historian D. Michael Quinn places in the hands of the Smith family. The word ignominious appears 4 times in that book.
There's interposition.
The word interposition means a being coming between something, and it's used in Mosiah 29:19. This word is used numerous times by Joseph Smith and his peers, specifically by his wife Emma and his mother Lucy. The word is used over 20 times on the Joseph Smith Papers website, and that's not counting all the times they use interpose or interposed. Like several of the other words that we've discussed, it seems that this one was not unique to the farm boy.
Prick.
The word prick means to pierce with a sharp instrument or substance, and this word is actually used 6 times in the Bible. And the way that Joseph Smith used it in Jeremiah 1:12 is exactly the way that it is used in the Bible. The word prick is used 10 times on the Joseph Smith Papers website, outside of the Book of Mormon, and 6 of those times was specifically by this definition. The rest are kicking against the pricks.
Faculty.
The word faculty means the power of the mind or intellect, which enables us to receive, such as seeing, hearing, or remembering, and the power to do anything.
There's 8 definitions to faculty, and the 8th one is used.
I'm not sure why he jumped to the 8th definition, because in Words of Mormon 1:18, the 1st and 2nd definitions work just as well. This word also is used multiple times by Joseph Smith and his peers. His own mother used it once in her personal history in a very interesting way. Now I shall change my theme for the present, but let not my readers suppose that because I shall pursue another topic for a season, that we stopped our labors and went at trying to win the faculty of abric drawing magic circles, or soothsaying to the neglect of all kinds of business. We never during our lives suffered one important interest to swallow up every other obligation, but whilst we worked with our hands, we endeavored to remember the service of and the welfare of our souls. And if we go back to Ebenezer Sibley's book, the word faculty appears 47 times. And of course, being a book of occultic sciences, Sibley uses them in the same way Lucy did. And again, while I like the idea of this study, it doesn't prove anything. These words were either in the Bible or in other books that Joseph Smith owned, or they were used by Joseph Smith and his peers.